Chapter 4 Revelations. Enough dreaming, boy. You've explained to do. Nanagiyad. I wish you'd come sooner. You must be mad about the trial and other things. I'm so sorry for being part of this charade. Don't be silly, child. The sea has always been corrupt beyond repair. Do you really think I would expect you to rebel against it? But you're not happy with me, Nana. I can tell. Do I need to remind you what just happened? You lost a valuable ally who provided crucial aid. Without her, you'll be lucky to save the waters from this curse. But what's even more disappointing is that it's all consequence of your recklessness and poor judgment. You were sloppy, Galen. You're right. Of course you're right. By the spirits, what is this melodrama? All this cold air must have damaged your brain. Yes, Nana. You're aware that this ridiculous self-flagellation will change what I've already done, or have you forgotten all I taught you? Of course I haven't. Guilt is a useless lie. I got distracted and I apologize. I should focus on the task at hand, analyze my position and strong points, and prepare for the most probable outcomes. Now you sound like the faculty girl. Good. With her gone, you will have to stop relying on intuition alone and learn some discipline for a change. The city must survive, and that means you have to be prepared to make some unpleasant decisions. I vow to help people in need and I intend to respect that oath. I can't fail now. There's too much at stake. Ah, yes, your vows. I always found it strange that people see oaths as beautiful displays of virtue and fail to notice the pragmatic dimension. So Yanni's dead, is what we've gotten. I've killed Yanni. Great. Some smart man or woman invented the first oath for a very simple reason, to make those who took it try harder. If you find your duty motivating, go ahead and fulfill your vows. Spirits, I forgot how easily you can see right through me. Who will pay for you can't be here with me. This adventure turned out to be more than I bargained for. More importantly, your first foreign romance turned out much more complicated than most. Wouldn't it be dull otherwise? Kaisuke is a very enjoyable distraction. Perhaps more than that even. Now that I think about it, he may be the best thing that's happened to me since I came here. Oh! Careful, child, enjoy it, but don't go too attached or you may end up with even more to regret. You had a first taste, but the worst is still yet to come. Solstice draws near. You can feel it, can't you? Yes, it feels cold and heavy, like a cloud brimming with thunder. Without a drop of rain, it doesn't feel right. There's a lot of energy around, but it doesn't make me feel stronger. Quite the opposite. In fact, I appreciate some advice here. I wish I had any. This is as alien to me as it is you. Only the Northerners understand these things. These are wild. Nana? By the waters! Murderer. Spirits protect me. Galen! Get a grip, boy. It was Lev. How did he... Some ugly curses are at work in the sea. Too much suffering permeates the waters. You have to confront it, but you must control your heart and mind. If you allow yourself to be swayed by phantoms, you will lose yourself forever. I'll try. You are well prepared. Your affinity for water, knowledge of herbs, and potions and ability to read people. Those are all precious tools. Use them. Let go of the guilt. That's what lured the spectre here. Your mind must be your fortress, otherwise you won't be able to distinguish reality from fantasy. You're a geared. You can do it. Now wake up. I've seen plenty of horrible things in my life, but that trial was a strange example of malice triumphing over justice. Words worthy of a poet. Pity artists are entitled to give verdicts. You're very calm. Don't you find Isfan's decision at least slightly unnerving? Of course I do. I knew the old man was dangerous, but this? Still, I'm the newcomer. You, on the other hand, shouldn't be surprised by any of it. Sadly, you're right, but I'm happy to see you still have some sense of right and wrong left in you. How very thoughtful you both to speak of me as if I'm not here. Kaisa, would you mind letting me out of the cell for a moment? I'd like to have a talk with Galen, eye to eye. Of course. It's not like you have anywhere you can go. Thanks. I hate to admit it, but I might have made a mistake. Lashing out against the most powerful man in the city? Not a wise idea. Listen, he has every right. Esteban was the best subject. I can't sentence Sam. And Galen does not seem like the best option for this. Listen, I better give you two some privacy. You know where to find me. Thanks, Yanni. I have to say I understand where you're coming from, and I'm sorry. How sweet of you. I'm serious, you don't belong here. Your heart is in the right place, but this is not the time for getting emotional. I screwed up. Unfortunately, I can't fix this mistake. You'll have to deal with this on your own. I understand. What do you want me to do? Listen carefully. You need to find the main control chamber and restore the safety systems. I'd love to, but how am I supposed to do that? Every clue I found as to where the main control chamber might be is here in my journal. Starting the system is easy. Just follow what I wrote here. It's just, I should not be telling you this, but I hardly have any choice. The core of the system is voice controlled. You'll find the exact words you need to say written down in my notes. Read them exactly as you see them, and you'll be fine. Take it, it's yours. Thanks. I understand you must be breaking at least a dozen rules. I know your people like to keep secrets. Ooh. Okay, so Yanni's in jail. Esteban I'm positive Esteban had something to do with Lev's disappearance. There's no way because Sem wouldn't go after Lev. All Lev was doing was hanging around his dogs. There's no reason for Lev to have been killed by Sem. There's no reason. And the Gallon Lev was sort of going mad long before Gallon got here. And the saboteur was there before Gallon. So there's no reason for Gallon to have been the one to have been causing this, so it has to be Esteban. I'm positive of that. That's true, but the circumstances are far from ordinary. I'm afraid that's not all. It's probably you won't find the control chamber in time. That's why you have to discover the identity of the saboteur. Find them and stop them. I'll do whatever it takes. I hope you really mean that. We may have to kill them. If it wasn't Esteban, that means the 3 choices I had were all incorrect. And I'm not happy about that. I'm aware of that. I'm glad your doctor's oath won't stand in your way. It never did. My mentor taught me the value of pragmatism. Sometimes inaction does more harm than crossing the line. I hope this will all be over the next time we see each other. It will be, one way or another. Good luck, Gallon. Thanks. Not that I believe in luck. And so Gallon is off to save the day. Are you ready to go back now? Of course not. I need to subvert the city again. Try to find the control chamber and stop whoever is doing this. You know I can't let you do that. I do, but why? You know as well as I that Gallon won't be able to do my job. These walls won't last, and without the protection, we're as good as dead. You have been sentenced by the bank. My compact forced me to keep you here, so this is where you'll be. This is madness. We're almost out of time, and everyone's acting as if nothing's wrong. Then let me tell you what will happen if I let you go. First, the guards will kill you on sight. Then they will pay me a visit. We have no choice but to trust Gallon. Which is precisely what worries me. You obviously didn't see the look on his face when he read my notes. So he looked a bit confused. That's not uncommon for Gallon. Yanni, he'll either succeed or fail miserably trying. But there's nothing you can do about it now. That's the most infuriating thing. I hate feeling so helpless. I can't let you go. If you want to speak to anyone, I can go get them. If you want books or papers, that can be arranged, but you can't leave the guardhouse. Do you know how the faculty teaches initiates responsibility? In the second year, we are asked to build a shelter in a forest. A small thing that can accommodate just one person. Once we're done constructing, we have to live in it for a week. This is our first individual design, so everyone tends to go to a little wild. I kept my project rather simple. Too simple for top marks, I thought. I was wrong. Many ended with broken limbs before the test even started proper. Others almost froze to death, unable to finish the designs. So that sounds overly brutal. I got a little malnutrition and received the highest grade, but it's still the lesson I remember the most. Huh. The faculty does not seem like the best choice for people. Okay. Good for you, I guess. But what does that have to do with our situation? When I see Gallon, I can't help but think of those kids, full of ideas so grand they don't even notice when the walls start to crumble. I understand, Yanni, but you know I still can't let you go. I know. However could I be so stupid? How could I think I could win against or reason with Esteban? I will talk to him, but I think you have to acknowledge that his decision is final. Give Gallon a chance. The odds are stacked against him. He'll fail. I failed. Things slowed down after the trial. No more dead bodies, no more explosions. Esteban was supposed to overjoyed to have more proof it was all Yanni's doing, but I knew our time was running short. The saboteur, whoever they were, was laying low, waiting for the perfect opportunity to finish us off, and my only ally was behind bars. I tried every which way I could think of, hoping to reveal the location of the control room, but with no luck. It could clearly been hidden by someone who, unlike me, knew how to use the wild energies of Solstice to their benefit. Then things went from bad to worse. How? The system continued to deteriorate on its own, eventually causing lights through the entire city to flicker. Esteban took it badly, becoming more and more paranoid to the point that my own position became uncertain. Was stuck between the unknown menace of Solstice and fear of our own leader. Maybe owner would be a better word. Finally, I decided to call on my last available ally, one who had been present in my thoughts for quite some time. Aww. Spirits, I should have tried this a long time ago, even if it's the most morbid ideas I've ever had. Potion should work just fine given how close Solstice is, but who knows. I know you're here. Why don't you show yourself, friend? I need your help. Whoa. If you're going to play that tormented soul trick again, I will punch you. As far as I'm concerned, you're nothing more than a figment of imagination. And it just so happens my figments are all friendly and likable. So no friendly business, right, old chap? Bloody islanders. You can vent your frustration later. Now I need you to focus and answer a few questions. I want you to give me the location of the main control chamber and explain how you opened the hidden entrance to this place. Who has been helping you? That is not how it works, chap. I am not your personal informant. Besides, how do you expect a pigment to tell you things you yourself don't know? Or do you think I'm the actual ghost of a dead man? It really doesn't make much of a difference, does it? My people have been using business like this for ages. I honestly don't care how it all works. Whoever you are, I need to get answers before we all die. Living things fear dying. I remember being afraid too. The truth is, being dead isn't all that bad. I feel much better now that my mind is no longer subdued by Kala. That cursed thing consumed my life. I became an instrument of someone else's revenge. Who knows, maybe it was even justified. But it's gone now, and I'm finally free. It might not be so simple. You die in a place with of power. Right next to the waters, probably not thinking happy thoughts. There's a chance you're going to be stuck here for some time. The Jewel of the North, they call it. Arrogant fools. Do you know what this city really is? It's hell, inhabited by desperate souls who sought refuge but found prison. I'm no longer one of them. No, I'm just a phantom you conjured to learn things you hid from yourself. Nana always says our minds are wiser than we realize. We often learn things without even noticing them. Indeed, there is much you have buried, but be warned, it may not be what you expect. Ask yourself, do you really want to hear it? As a friendly figment, I owe you that much. Quit stalling. I don't have time for pointless back and forth with an apparition. Fine, learn your secret. Spirits. What kind of doctor administers poison to his patients? What kind of person murders someone who came seeking their help? No, I did what I had to do to save everyone. Spare me the lies you've been telling yourself. You have broken your vows. You are a murderer. Wait, Galen actually did kill him? Wait, what? I don't... No, there's no way he would have done it on purpose, right? I don't... Would it have been on purpose? Well, he didn't get to examine Lev properly. Maybe it was a mistake. Even if by mistake, I did take your life. All I can do is ask for your forgiveness. I thought my plan was sound. If only I had reached you with the antidote in time. But you vanished. That's not good enough. You committed a crime and never confessed it. The only law you obey is the law of survival. The same cruel and partial that states spilled blood's calls for blood in return. Stop this. You can't ask me to do that. Murder calls for justice. You know that. You were delivered by drinking the same poison you gave me. What? It's in your pocket. Don't you remember? You put it there yourself right before you came here. I did, but you're right. I deserve this, don't I? It's shameful that I didn't have the guts to confess. Maybe the only dignity left is the one that comes with choosing my own death. That's what I'm offering you. Redemption. Now drink. Yes, I must make amends. Stop this nonsense at once. Nana? I swear, you'll be the death of me. Do you think I spent all those hours teaching you a craft so you can poison yourself during an hallucination? I don't understand. He was so persuasive. Waters take me. Of course he was persuasive, dummy. He was you. Spears, I did exactly what you warned me about, didn't I? Okay, thank God. Yes, that's why you only managed to reach that which is the strongest in you right now, a projection of your own guilt. Solstice energies exacerbate the effect. I'm lucky to have you, Nana. Me? I'm not even here. Now smell your salt and stop with all this unnecessary drama. Right. It's over. Not what I expected to. I can now see why people who do this kind of thing usually end up mumbling to themselves. It wasn't a complete waste of time, though. I would have had to deal with love sooner or later. At least I had a chance to clear my head. Ha, and I completely forgot to ask him about the collar. Now I will never know. Who am I kidding? That was my last crazy idea, and it failed. I wish I could just go back home. Just what the hell do you think you're doing? This is not the right time, Raccoon. Having a bad day, are we? No wonder, you reek of death magic. I knew you were sorcerer the moment I first saw you. But conjuring phantoms right before the night of Solstice, you must be more stupid than Yanni thinks. Maybe so. Can you then enlighten this humble imbecile to how a simple caravan driver can smell death magic, whatever that is? It's not just that. You've been doing something to the waters too. I can feel it. Right. Listen to me. I'm very tired and very frustrated. So unless you have something helpful to say, just let me get back to my room and crawl into bed. Thoughts much. Good night. Wait. I was supposed to be a wise woman, alright? In my tribe. If you're some kind of southern mage, you probably know that already. Yes, I know that, but not thanks to my inner eye. What do you mean? No one else knew. Oh. That prick! Relax. Sam only revealed your secret after I threatened him with my prolonged company. I haven't told anyone else about it. Your company? Can't blame him for blabbing then. So what exactly does believing a wise woman entail? I never considered you a suspect despite your background and skills. There's something about you, I can't put my finger on it, but my intuition tells me your craft, whatever it may be, simply can't be destructive. The only skills my people value are those that guarantee survival. Anything else is an unnecessary luxury. Before others came here, the only threat we knew came from the ice. So we created rituals to deal with it, to calm the land and make it more forgiving. Everything changed when the city was built. My ancestors saw it as a plague that needs to be contained before it can be cured. That's when they turned to more aggressive methods. They put curses in the underground hot springs to make them cool over time. They wrongly assumed this would be enough for you to leave. The family simply hired their own magicians to deliver the curse, magicians from the islands in the far south. Yes, my people. We took care of the waters with the faculty's help. Yanni was with them. That explains a lot. But in the end, you both failed. The old curses are getting stronger. They are. The saboteur used their own craft to strengthen them. If we don't stop it, the walls will collapse and the waters will freeze. You will both be in your own game, and so will we. Rituals of my tribe are being performed in the city. I can feel it. Which means this is all happening because of Solstice. I think so, yes. Any advice you could give me? I was taught that great things can be accomplished with the power of Solstice, but great isn't necessarily good. During the long night, immense energies are at play in the north. They aren't dangerous in themselves and can be used for protection as well as harm. Without a wise woman's intervention, they remain neutral and dissipate as the night passes. A wise woman, so men can't use it. They don't according to northern customs, but that doesn't mean they can't. Still, the custom may have been born out of practicality. I can't say. None of that matters now. You risked a lot doing your magic, though. For my people, working any rituals near during Solstice is taboo. Whoever tries to use those energies without proper protection pays the ultimate price. They die? Die, lose the sanity, turn into phantoms like love. If you believe the old stories, that is. I see. Can you help me stop this, being a wise woman and all? Do I look 90 to you? I never finished my training and know only the basics. I'm good at sensing things, but that's about it. Besides, even my limited skills became useless when you started throwing your weird magic around. My protective rituals won't work now. Believe me, I've tried. So I'm on my own. We all are. Always. But for what it's worth, I'm glad it's you who's going to take care of things. I admit it's all a bit too much to handle. This assignment was supposed to be an adventure, not a deadly trap. I wish I could simply leave and go back home. Sometimes I imagine I could go somewhere else too. Do something different. Stupid, I know. Please, the only thing that's really stupid is underestimating ambition. So tell me, if you could leave, where would you go? Somewhere warm, south, your homeland maybe. Would your people accept a savage girl from the north and her tribal knowledge? You know what? That's not such a bad idea. You have skills and natural affinity for the craft. That's enough to become a novice at my academy. Really? But I know nothing about your ways. We have people from all over the world visiting our halls all the time. Some accepted as students is not unheard of. If we survive this, you can come to the Isles with me. You'll get to meet Nana and Giad. She'll help you with choosing your path. A stranger helped me decide what I should do, eh? A nice thought. Gain some help for a change. God, daydreaming is so pointless. We'll all just freeze here anyway. Nana and Giad will just love your attitude. Don't you ever say the same? Don't let me keep you. Spirits confronting Lev left me absolutely exhausted. All that saving will have to wait. Won't Kiosk be jealous that another man left you so drained? Wait, how did you know about that? I saw him early day. He was green like a seal of rabies, eyes all wet and sparkly. A grown man should not be seen in such a state. Aww! That sounds very promising. Just try to keep in mind that we might all be dead tomorrow. Good luck, Galen. That's really sweet. That's actually really sweet. And then she said maybe we can use it as an accelerant. She actually used that word. I'm surprised you two didn't kill each other weeks ago. You really have that love-hate thing going on. The thought did cross my mind on multiple occasions, but I'm too lazy to act on it. I mean, just imagine the mess. Still, she's not the one who should be in that cell right now. About that. What is it? There's a question that's been on my mind for some time now. Stop beating around the bush. You know you can ask me anything. I am an open... Do you regret killing him? Brooke. I do. I made a mistake. When Lev came to the greenhouse that night, I knew I had to act quickly. A chemist should never hurry, you know. It's always the patient who pays for their errors. What are you saying exactly? I miscalculated the dosage. The solution I prepared was too potent for someone in Lev's condition. His body could only handle so much strain, and when he performed his ritual, it gave up. I still remember his face, you know? The image will probably haunt me for the rest of my life. Only if you left it. Only if you let it. I know, remorse is meaningless unless I make amends. That's why I must save the city. How long have you known? I suspected you for a long time, to be honest. Really? Curious how I never stopped you from seeking my company. I would have had to be really ignorant not to find your son arrived suspicious. It was you who had been chasing after me from day one. Like a cat in heat. Did you just compare me to a cat? Is that offensive in the Isles? No, but it isn't Galenland. Cats are cheeky bastards. The trouble. So are you. I mean, just ask Lev. Oh, I hope you don't mind me being responsible for Lev's death. Did it change anything between us? That would make me quite a hypocrite. I've killed dozens of people, you realize. Yes, but it was different in your case. What? Why different? There are things I've never told you about. Or anyone else for that matter. Sounds ominous. As it should. The first time you came to the art house, I was really happy to meet you. That's sweet. It's very sweet, actually. That's very, very sweet. I was suspicious when you and Yanni arrived, yes, but also hopeful. Hopeful? Why? Because it meant I still had a chance to atone. For what? I feel ridiculous even mentioning it. I've been telling myself that I should cope with all this crap on my own, but it just won't work anymore. Hey, there's only so much one can do alone. If you need a partner in crime, I'm here for you. Come on, spill it. Alright. Can I get a reassuring hug first? You can get much more than that. Come here. Aww. Perfect. I'm glad I chose them as... I'm glad I chose Kiosk. Is this reassuring enough for you? You wake up the little brave soldier in me. Alright, listen, I'm not who you take me for. My compact. You don't have to tell me anything about it. No, I owe this to you and to myself. I was contracted by the bank for one purpose only. Wet work. Being the chief isn't even a front. Nobody gives a damn about the city guards anyway. So people know that you're Esteban's lackey? They do. Besides, we're all lackeys in one way or another. And I never hit the fact that my official position is mostly fictitious. Really? A reasonable strategy, I never sensed you lying to me, and technically you weren't. I didn't tell you the truth either. A man like Esteban has to be able to do two things. Access all the information he needs, remove those he cannot use. So he needs spies and killers. Which one are you? I'm both. Galen? It's alright. It's alright, I'm just processing this. This is most probably a mistake and you'll hate me afterwards, but I need to come clean. I said I'm fine. Go on. My compact obligates me to remove any person designated by the bank. Just that, eh? It also states that each killer has to be clean, swift, and conducted in a clandestine manner. Nothing about efficiency, really, and I took Esteban for a civilized gentleman. Oh, but he is so very practical. He prefers to keep his agreements concise. If I fail to do my job, the bank shall treat it as a compact breach, which renders your right of residence in the city null and void. Yeah, I remember that part. Exactly. People who break the compact either take a long walk outside of the walls, or if they're lucky, simply vanish. Like the previous innkeeper? Like him, yes. Also like San, Yanni's predecessor. Did you? Yes, I did. So, when people told Yanni and San leaving the city... Oh, I knew Esteban's behind all this. Lies. Of course. Who else knows about what really happened? Gallon? Everybody knows. Waters take me. I've been so blind. You had no way of knowing. All this time you never said anything. There's more, isn't there? You're still hiding something. One last secret. When you and Yanni arrived, my compact was slightly altered. This one added another clause expanding my usual duties and giving me 2 new persons of interest. You were targeting us? I'm a manner of speaking. You suspected of entering the city under false pretenses and asked me to examine you. No. Don't tell me it was all fake. No! I was ordered to get close to you and determine whether you were a threat. Use any means necessary. No, Chaoski! No! No! Gallon, I said keep talking. I want you to know that I wasn't just doing my job when I got involved in the investigation. When I got involved with you, forgive me if I find your words a bit untrustworthy right now. You said you can tell when people lie to you, especially if you know them well. Right now, you know me better than anyone else. It's true I began a relationship to spy on you and Yanni, but it quickly turned into something else. I care for you very much. Oh, bastard. They're telling the truth. I won't say I'm sorry. Probably find it offensive. Damn right I would. But now that you know everything, I need to ask you where we stand. Shit, your timing is impeccable. Just tell me whether I should get the hell out of here or I don't know. Oh, you need me to tell you that. Listen to me, friend. All I can promise now will frame the glory of this hellhole, which is extremely tempting at the moment. As for this business, frankly, I don't give a shit about you and your needs anymore. What? I understand. I guess I better leave then. Yes. Gallon, I can't leave things like this. What you say about regrets being a waste of time may be true, but I don't know how to be so cold. If I leave now, I know it'll be a mistake I will regret for the rest of my life. Your torment might be over in the next 24 hours. Easy peasy. You like to come across as hard and cynical, but I know there's compassion and vulnerability in you. That's why I fell for you. Aww. I know you can forgive me. Please, don't prove me wrong. Ah! Oh my god, how am I gonna do this? Okay, let me think about this. So, we know the compacts can be changed without both parties' consent. So Kaisha had no choice unless he wanted death. And in the winter wasteland, your own safety matters more than others. So he got close because of the compact. But he got closer because he actually liked Gallon, is what I'm picking up. And if he wanted to, he also could have gone for Yanni. If I actually, I don't think, how often did I have Yanni talk to him? Like, not at all. So, I think he's being sincere. And he actually deeply does care for Gallon, so I can try. I can't promise you anything right now, but I'll try. Thank you. I know I can't ask for more. Yeah. Breathe. Is there a limit to what this place does to people? I'm starting to think deserves to be destroyed. Nana told me that among all the terrors I would face in my travels, nothing would be more horrible than waiting for the inevitable to pass. She was wrong. Being everybody's fool was so much worse. Kayaski's words echoed in my head, making me dizzy and nauseous. How naive, how pitifully easy to manipulate I was. I was exhausted, but anger kept me awake for hours. On the other hand, the possibility of my final rest drew much too near. My head felt heavy, my thoughts were tangled and dim. One thing ever was clear as day. Solstice had come and I was not prepared to face it. You're very quiet today. It's the first time I've seen you finish breakfast without uttering a single word. It may all be over tonight. That is the grim truth. You find this amusing? You're very young, my dear. One of the perks of age is the wonderful part of the attachment. One day you'll be like me. If I get the chance to grow older. Don't let the burden of Solstice bring you down. It may feel heavy and relentless, but eventually it'll pass, just as it passed last year and the year before. And if it doesn't, well, that won't be our problem anymore, will it? Is Solstice affecting you too? Of course it is. Your clone told me that people think it's a feminine gift, being able to hear the winter song. Thank goddess it only comes once a year. To be honest, it's not much of a song. The constant ringing used to get on my nerves. Now I barely notice it. Do other women experience similar sensations? Your clone becomes even more short-tempered than usual, that's for sure, although she would never justify her snarkiness with a supernatural event. Laura loves telling people how her dreams become darker and more foreboding as Solstice approaches. Let's hope they're not prophetic. Ha, I wouldn't worry about that. I swear that woman hasn't had a pleasant dream her whole life. Besides, she only talks about them to get attention if you ask me. What about Constance? That is a different matter. Come true winter, the poor creature really suffers. Goes all pale and weak, sometimes even faints as you saw. It's been like that for years. Probably caused by a constant exposure to the waters. What do you mean, is the water polluted? Something like that. It's complicated, and I don't feel like explaining it right now. Well, as you wish. I see you really aren't your usual cheerful self today. At least now I know Esteban isn't the only one who's unhinged. You're wrong. I'm nothing like that man. Besides, he always seemed the paranoid type to me. In that case, you're one of the very few people who saw through his act. He's been projecting an image of strength and ruthlessness most of his life. It served him well. But underneath that, he's just as afraid and unsure as everyone else. That's what makes him so dangerous. I can see your mind is wandering. Is there something troubling you? Aside from our immediate death? Actually, yes. I must ask you about something. Go ahead, dear. Confronter, does it even matter? Confronter. It matters. It matters. I thought it was best to keep my mouth shut, but there's only so much duplicity I can stand. You're a real piece of work. I don't like your tone, young man. Just look at yourself, telling me how horrible and unbalanced Istan is, implying you're nothing like him to make me trust you. But he isn't the only monster around. What on earth are you saying, child? I know what happened to Solon, and I know you've all been lying to me. My dear, whatever you heard, stop the lies already. Kaisa told me everything. You're good, Salva. I give you that. You played me like a true master. Waters take me. You even made me promise I'd go look for Lev. You're not being fair. I only asked you because I really needed your help. Really, now. And why would you need anyone's help when you're doing so well on your own? I remember Kaisa telling me not to trust you completely, but it was all part of the game, wasn't it? Giving me fake warnings against the real danger. Then you put on that little show of repentance, and I believed you again. Don't go there, Galen. There's no point. Oh, go where exactly? There's nowhere to go. Just tell me one thing, frankly this time. Did you know that Kiyosuke was ordered to investigate me? Of course. We all knew. And you people want me to help you? I understand you must feel betrayed, but it really isn't about you, Galen. It's just how the city works. Yes, yeah, I've heard that at least 50 times already. And you should know this as well. I was never told about what happened to Solon, nor my cast took sudden interest in helping you and Yanni. Sure, nobody had to tell you anything. I'm guessing you've been spying for on long enough to know the drill. Yes, that's how it is. You must also know Ismail never asked me to spy on Solon. I had no part in that scheme. But being in the know, you suspected I could be the next one to vanish. I did. A small detail, but I'll write it down nonetheless. Not that any of this matters anymore. Oh, why are we trying to save the city again? Can't we just honestly let the saboteur destroy the city? Yeah. And at the last minute, escape with the people we can semi-trust. Yanni, taking Sem and the dogs. Yavanka. Hold on. Okay, personally, at this point, I say let the saboteur destroy the city. Take Yanni, here? Maybe Laura. Sam and Yakone with us. This are all, and just go back to the south. Why not? It'll be warm. There won't be people spying on us. So I'm looking at you, Constance, and where is she? You, Slava. Because Laura doesn't spy. Laura's just like, I'm gonna be honest, Laura's a kept woman. She's not a willingly kept woman, but she's a kept woman. So we'll leave Esteban and Constance and Slava here, let the Saboteur destroy the city, and take the rest of them with us. Can't we do that? That would be so much easier. Don't talk like that. Don't let the truth break you like you broke my husband. Why not? Why should I care? You know what's so sad? That it's almost funny. Despite everything, I really want to save the day. But now I'm beginning to see that maybe it shouldn't be saved. Vent your anger if you must, but can you really afford revenge? Don't worry, I'll do my best to save my own life. That might mean you get to live, too. You're more like Esteban than you realize, being cruel because you're hurt. That's what he was like when he was young. Then he started enjoying it. I promised myself I would never let myself fall like that. Sorry, I'm not interested in hearing your tearful stories. You can't fall any lower. Just accept who you are and move on. Save me your spite and leave. Gladly. Esteban, what have you done? Heavens be my witness, I will survive this. I will never be anyone's servant again. Spirit oscillation is celestial magnetism should keep the race stable. This is safe enough. Greetings, Esteban. That last crystalline lenses were better than I anticipated. Oh, evil guy. Oi, evil guy. There's no way for this to fail. Hey, Slava's head exploded. We're out of booze. The city's in havoc. Who let you in here? I let myself in. Laura didn't protest. She did what? She was in her office, and the guards know me, so they just let me in. I think they like me. What do you want? Why don't you tell me what that info contraption is, and why it's linked directly to the system, and why it's been powering up over the last few days? How do you know about that? Are you spying on me? What if I am? Will you have someone investigate me? Or hell, why not have me killed outright? Ah, so that's what this is about. I wonder, how did you get that kind of information? Did Case melt under your wiles, or is he still looking for redemption? Shut up! Don't you dare talk about him. Should the guards escort you out so you can join Yanni? I'd love to see you try. You think you can call him before I snap your frail neck? Calciline bones are ever so brittle. You're bluffing. You're too soft to kill with your bare hands. Try me. Maybe you were right to suspect me. Maybe an assassin sent my academy to remove you. Are you going to smite me with your just wrath? And because of what? Your hurt pride? I bet Kayasa begs you for forgiveness, and now your poor broken heart is slowly healing. You're a sick, sad man. Don't make me laugh, love boy. Get out of here. Dr. Gallant, I found you at last. You must come with me. This better be important. Something terrible is happening to Constance. I think she's dying. Looks like this is your cue, kid. This isn't over yet. It will be soon. By the way, I am spying on you. Maybe you should get rid of that tuning crystal I gave you. You think you're clever, but whatever you've done is of no consequence. Soon you will witness a session, and you will weep. So what is the reason? Is that you, Master? She was talking to herself when I left her. I think she's hallucinating. Do you recognize me, Constance? It's me, Gallon. Master, why did you bring her here? Are you not satisfied with me anymore? Oh, Constance. She thinks you're Esteban's brother. Is she in shock? Did something happen? I found her like this. I don't know. Would you like me to do that thing you like? Or do you want me to watch me play with that girl tonight? I can't see her like this. I'll be outside if you need me. Alright, let's take care of that nosebleed first. Please be gentle, Master. Oh boy, let me clean your face. There. What is this? What are you doing? You sent the girl away, so you do like me. Dilate pupils, quicken heartbeat, slight tremors, maybe it's some kind of seizure? Hallucinations suggest psychoactive stimulation, probably the effect of the water in Solstice. Solstice, is it time? Do you recognize me now, Constance? Who are you? It's me, Galen, the doctor. My head aches really bad, mister. I don't want to play this game anymore. Spirit, you need stronger medicine. I should get some from the greenhouse. Why do you say you're a doctor, Son? Son? Do you remember Son? Of course I remember you, darling, but I don't feel so good. Ask questions. That's stronger medicine. I'm gonna do a little save. Here. Ask questions. Stay with me. I only have one question for you. Do you know why Esteban doesn't trust me? That man trusts nobody, not even me. I never let him down. I did what he asked and you're dead now. I'm so sorry they killed you. What did you do exactly? I hoped you were different, but why should you treat me badly, darling? So I told the man what you want to hear. It wasn't a lie. You were spying for the architects. It was you. As well by Esteban, Constance spied on Son and discovered he was indeed a faculty agent. Can you take me home, sir? I don't like this place that much. Oh no. Constance! She's finally asleep. Shouldn't we stay at her bed? That's not to say. She's exhausted and needs to rest. You check up on her every hour so in case she comes around. What did you give her? Relief abstract. It's a strong depressant. Stress exacerbated her already poor condition. Is it true it happens each year? She's always sick, yes, but I've never seen her behaving like this before. Something must have happened this year, Doctor. I can feel it. It will get worse before it gets better, I'm afraid. It's times like this that I hate being a woman with a gift. I hate being the most been having most disturbing dreams lately, filled with horrid images. They match the omens of the long night, too, so you don't have to tell me it's bad. I already know. Omens of the long night? What is that? What is that? Or, an ancient treatise on visions written by Northern wise woman. Did your Cohen tell you about it? Of course not. She ignored all my questions about her magic, but we have a copy of the manuscript in the family archives. Esteban bought one for an astronomical price when he first became obsessed with the chromatic knowledge in the celestial phenomena. He never read it, of course, just had me prepare summaries for him. He's not much of a scholar, just a very rich man with too much time on his hands. Too much money, power, and a solid case of paranoia. Solid suffered the consequences of that combination. So you know, I'm finally beginning to understand who Esteban really is. A man used to gain everything he wants, who finally found a mountain he couldn't climb. He thinks he already has answers to all the mundane questions, and that's why the arcane fascinates him. You can't imagine how disappointed he was when he realized he would have to do some actual work. He's been pushing on me ever since. Do you really want me to believe all you ever did for him was research? It's all in the broad sense of the word. So you're just another spy, like Constance and Kaisa? No, I would never do what he did. Ah, but you speak with such disgust. Whatever he did must have been horrid indeed. I have my suspicions, that is all. Drop the charade, Laura. You know as well as I do that Son never left the city, and as much as you try to hide it, working so close to Esteban makes you very knowledgeable about his schemes. I bet you knew who Esteban was targeting Yanni and me too. What was I supposed to do? Warn you to end up in prison? Would that have changed anything? Oof. Okay, so we have so little information on some of these people, so how many chapters is this? I think I'm on chapter 4, right? Chapter 4, I think. For someone who loves to play the martyr, you're not very eager to make sacrifices. But I guess that's irrelevant now. You can still help me by sharing that knowledge of yours. You probably won't believe me, but I'm supposed to tell you something. I saw it in my cards the other night. I drew cards representing you, Constance, and another man who I did not recognize at the time, but now I know was Son. Was he really spying for the faculty? I'm not certain. He was secret about being their agent, and that was enough reason to have him removed. However, Constance and he grew very close. I watched her steer him as she pleased, straight into the reef like many men before. Only this time she got invested. She wanted something from him, and when he didn't provide, she boasted in using Esteban. Constance played Esteban. But why? She's only ever wanted one thing, freedom. I think she thought Son... Gods! Ugh, my head. The long night has started. What? We'll finish this later. Go and see if Constantine's alright. I'll run into the market and see what's going on. Holy powers, forgive our intrusion and have mercy on us. Let us live another year.